So, have you been asking the burning question, what is a psychic medium? If so, you've stumbled upon the perfect place. Hi, my name is Liz Garcia, and I am sitting here with an exceptionally gifted psychic medium. Her name is Cheryl Murphy. And Cheryl is going to answer that question for us today. So Cheryl, please tell us, what is a psychic medium?
Liz, a psychic medium is someone who perceives and receives information. For example, we are all intuitive and we are all psychic, whether we choose to open that channel or not of communication. Being a medium is where we speak to loved ones on the other side. So I certainly have that gift of speaking to people's loved ones who have passed over, and also whether they're animals or even their guides that have passed, guides that passed over, but or their guides on the other side. Yeah. So, you know, being psychic is looking more at the present situation, the present energy body that I'm dealing with. Being a medium is reaching out energetically, opening up my auric field to receiving loved ones that step forward to talk to us.
That's interesting.
They have messages usually.
So there's definitely a difference between being psychic and being a spiritual medium.
Correct. Right.
So maybe you could just, I know you just said it, but just to say, being psychic one more time.
Being psychic means that I am receiving information from you, from your auric field. Okay. I am receiving information about your energy system and what you're made of.
So this is our blueprint you're looking at, our current blueprint.
I'm looking at your blueprint, I'm looking at your auric field, I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing, you know, dots, I'm seeing sometimes I see guides in your field.
Really?
But I'm looking at your health. You know, we look at your health, we look at your all of your chakras that go up and down the body and the energy system. We all have many colors. We have 7 primary colors in our energy system, and then we have 7 major chakras and over hundreds of minor chakras. For example, I've got 7 major central chakras. I've got minor chakras in my hands, at the bottom of my feet, for example. Cool. So that's the psychic medium.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
the
psychic.
Just the psychic part of you is reading the individual. Is there any past life stuff included in that, or really it's just present life?
I'm reading your present auric field, but it definitely includes what you've experienced before and what you're experiencing now. We call them past lives to give us a time reference, but we're actually having parallel lives at one time. If there is no time and space, then we're having multiple lives at one time. So, for example, if you're really drawn to Egypt, you know, a lot of people are drawn to Egypt. Well, a lot of people had past lives in Egypt, but the past lives are actually happening now, but in a parallel universe dimension.
Okay,
but that's more later.
Totally wacky.
That's more advanced later. But
this may have told, if I heard something like this before, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
But let me tell you, I've experienced multidimensionality. It was extremely uncomfortable to experience, but I did to an extent. So it exists. I don't highly recommend you jump through dimensions, you know, and be conscious of it, but...
Yeah. No, we definitely, the goal, anytime we talk about being psychic or being a medium, we don't talk about leaving our bodies and, you know, traveling. We talk about being in our bodies and being grounded, and that's really always something that I try to teach people. I even write about it on my blog, is how to bring the energy down into your body, because you want to be here 100%. I mean, life has so many gifts for us that... Yeah, so don't feel like you have to be somewhere else to have these major experiences in your life, to have these wonderful experiences in your life. I mean, we want to be here and we want to be present. Yeah.
I recommend staying grounded. So we got a little bit off track there, but now we're going to come rein it back in and let's talk about your mediumship. So it's different than just being a psychic, and not everybody is both.
Not everybody is both. Some people cannot... receive information or tune into information from their loved ones. I don't know why. I'm very fortunate. I feel that I have a gift of speaking with people's loved ones. I think I know it really helps bring closure. and get some answers from their loved ones that they're okay, you know, and they are okay, and they do know that we love them very much. But so my mediumship, I invite the loved ones to come in, and usually more than one comes through at a time. And usually it may not be the person we ask for, but it's relatives or a close friend that has passed over that come through.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I have the ability to hear, which is called Clairaudience, and I hear, call them spirits, whatever, I hear them loud as day, you know, yelling at me. Some of them are like, thank you. I'm like, really? For what? Or I love you. I'm like, I love you too. Who are you? You know?
Yeah.
But I don't hear my loved ones as much as I hear, I would guess I would call them guides. But that's interesting that it's definitely different. So you have the ability to call in, like you said, ascended masters, guardian angel types, which if you're not familiar with, those ascended masters are of a higher vibration and a higher understanding and a higher consciousness that really provide an eagle's eye view as opposed to our linear focus here.
And our ascended masters could be like Buddha, they could be like Jesus Christ, they could be Muhammad, they could be...
Have you had that presence?
Kuan Yin. Yes, they're part of my council. They're
really?
Part of my guides. You know, Yogananda, you know, Paramahansa, I would certainly call an ascended master.
Yeah.
And there are many more, but we were speaking of that high vibration.
Yeah. And would you say that they come to you as an individual, or they're really a level of consciousness, not just an individual? I mean,
yeah, they present themselves as a body. They come to me and as a physical body, but they are carrying the message with that energy that comes to me, or I go to them and ask for help and guidance.
It would be nice to have a little message from them today, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll definitely ask.
Do you want to try? Ask while we're on the topic?
Well, sure.
What would be a message that ascended masters would like us to deliver to our audience today?
Well, I know that Christ energy delivers a message about opening up our awareness and letting us know that, you know, we are adding more information to our consciousness right now, this 2013 time period that we're in. We are opening up by leaps and bounds right now. If you haven't noticed how fast we're manifesting right now, I mean, it's like if you think it, it's coming much quicker rather than being months or a year down the road. So, you know, what Christ has just come through to tell me is just that our consciousness is really going through an expansion right now, and that could be why so many people are just, you know, feeling unbalanced or out of ease, but it's only because that was our comfort zone. We're creating a new comfort zone, a new normal right now.
Nice, that's a good message. I like that.
Yeah, it's great.
So while we're on the topic of asking questions, what is a psychic medium, I think it'd be nice to introduce other, you know, there's different types of communication. And I've experienced all of them at one time or another, but now a couple are stronger than others. But so, clairvoyance, why don't you tell us what a clairvoyant is?
Yeah, clairvoyant means inner seeing. And we see with our physical eyes, but we also see with our psychic eyes, our intuitive eyes, our vision and inner vision. And so usually when you learn about clairvoyance, it does come through the third eye. We have an energetic third eye. It's the color of an indigo blue. It's between our current physical eyes. It is the third eye, the fifth chakra, an indigo blue color, and that is our clairvoyance, where we can see.
Do you see, now I've developed this gift as well rather suddenly, and I've noticed that when I get messages, it's usually I get them first thing in the morning, they're clear as day, and it's only when my eyes are closed at the moment, though I think I've experienced slight hints of third eye vision with my eyes open. I don't know if you experienced that already or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for you. I mean, good for her to have it in the morning. I mean, that just sounds exciting.
Yeah,
like every time I wake up, you know, I have this vision. You know, that's lovely.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
And when you do develop this, and I tell other people, you know, I practice it in the morning. I just lie there with my eyes closed and I ask a question, and I'll get a little vision. And other people have said the same thing. When you get that, it's like that, a snapshot, but it tells a lifetime in a snapshot. It's amazing communication tool.
And being clairvoyant lets you see down the road. You know, when someone can't see where they're going or what they're doing or what decision to make, being clairvoyant or helping someone teach them to be more clairvoyant is looking down the road for them, where we can see, look, we can see where you're going, and this could help you, you know, deliver this message for them.
Oh.
And to know if you're clairvoyant or not, it's really simple. And we think it's so easy, but not everyone's clairvoyant.
Right.
And to just remember, this is a good exercise to find out if you're clairvoyant or not. If you can close your eyes and just, you know, imagine a lemon, so to speak, a lemon on a table, and or on a cutting board, and you're cutting the lemon. You can even see it as we're speaking. You're cutting the lemon on the cutting board with a knife. But do you know that a lot of people cannot imagine that? And you and I think, you know, that's so natural. But really, when you do work with a lot of people, you find out that they don't see anything. And then you realize, wow, I can't believe I've got this gift. And then you start working with this vision that you have. It's like, well, if I can see that, then I can imagine something else, or I can see something else. And then you work with your own energy, being clairvoyant, and then you start helping other people be clairvoyant, or looking into other people's energy field and helping with them. So that's a very fundamental photographic memory, which is very fundamental, but it's the basic of clairvoyance.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So the next topic would be clairaudience, which is the ability to hear spirit, presumably. I mean, that's what I hear, you know, people, friends,
That's good,
yelling at me and telling me their names all the time. I'm already you know, always got names coming up. I'm like, well, yes, oh, what of it? So do you have clairaudience as well?
I do have clairaudience, and usually when I'm giving people readings, it's multiple systems are going off. You know, I'm feeling, I'm hearing, I'm seeing, I am in receiving mode, and however Spirit wants to talk to me to help me deliver the message. But clairaudient is with our inner hearing, because we have physical ears, but we also have, you know, higher vibrational ears. We have other means of hearing. And for example, if you hear somebody call your name and you turn around and they're not there,
I know.
It's like, okay, was I imagining that, or was I
My
thinking
dogs
of that?
bark all the time.
Yeah.
And they're asleep.
Oh my God.
And I'll wake up and Dancer and Edie are like barking at me. I'm like, what are you guys,
Yeah.
what's going on? And they're fast asleep.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that's
their spirits come to me as I'm asleep.
Yep, they're coming into the room for a confirmation, for sure, to give you a message.
Yeah.
But inner hearing, it does confirm. I mean, when you hear those things out the side of your ear, what most of us do normally is we would doubt it, and that's when we don't accept it or open up to it. But if you can say, okay, I just heard my name, what comes after that? Or, okay, I heard my name, now I'm just going to go through the rest of the day and be open to whatever I'm going to receive and what I'm going to hear. And that's one way of developing your clairaudient.
So I have a question. I have this feeling about what I hear. It seems like the quality of what I hear is different from like a past friend, like a spirit guide, or someone who's hanging around me a lot, who's not necessarily a higher consciousness, as opposed to more higher consciousness hearing. It sounds different, has a different sound to it or feeling about it. Would you say that's accurate, or like maybe the lower?
Yeah, explain a little bit more.
So maybe a person who, for example, we're going to talk about someone who I knew when I was young who died at 14, and now he's around me. I hear his name all the time.
Oh, great.
But I hear it loud and clear like a normal conversation.
Oh, that's good.
As opposed to if I'm coming out of sleep, I'll hear something of spirit. It sounds more of a different level of spirit.
Yes.
You follow me?
Yes, I do, because you're hearing with your physical ears. When he's around you all the time and he's speaking to you and you hear his name, you're hearing with your physical ears.
Okay.
More so when you're in your sleep state or just coming out of the sleep state, you're in between realms, you're in between, and your spirit is more in touch with the sound, the audio of spirit. Over there. So sometimes it comes through as a whisper when people whisper in our ears. Sometimes it comes through you and I talking. It sounds just like this. And sometimes it just sounds like very, very faint, but you hear it very, very profoundly.
Yeah, interesting. So that just triggered something, our memory. I get pinched. Do you ever get pinched?
No.
Like I'd wake up and someone would be pinching me. I'm like, I don't know what you call that. Clairphysicality? I don't know. What is that? To be able
there
to...
is a term for it, but I can't think of it.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of... Well, clairsentient is feeling things, so you
well,
could
that
be
was my next.
clairsentient.
That was my next topic.
Yeah.
But this is very physical. I'm like, because I'm awake
Could
and
be another
I'm like,
term for
what
that.
are you doing pinching me?
Yeah, because...
Are they trying to wake me up so that I don't, whatever?
Well, they're trying to get your attention,
Totally.
certainly, and that's certainly a guide for you. Nothing to be afraid of by any means.
No.
but
It's kind of funny.
It is kind of humorous.
You know, the first time you're
funny.
like,
you have funny guides. Yeah.
what the heck is that? But when you get pinched, you're like, all right, you wanted to wake me up? Okay, was I going to have a nightmare? What's going on?
I think I've had angels brush their feathers on my arms.
Now
before.
that's more fun than getting pinched.
I know, well, yeah, it is. But I get brushed by angels.
Angel brushes, I like that much better.
But,
all right. Anyway, all right. Let's get on to clairsentience.
Clairsentience.
Clairsentience. I experienced that briefly, and I didn't quite know what it was, but I knew I'm getting communication that's. I'm not hearing it. I'm not seeing it. I just I could feel sentences. I'm like. And I didn't realize it until I understood what clairsentience was. So, Cheryl?
Yeah, clairsentience.
Tell us about that.
Clairsentient is one of the most powerful of all of the higher senses. It's the sense of inner feeling. It's when we feel spirit with us, when we feel communication happening. When I do readings and I feel pain in my left side, so to speak, I bring it up to my client, and that's relates to what they're speaking about, also what their concerns are. When I feel joy, so much joy and elation, I bring that up to my client, and they're also feeling something. Yesterday, once again, I keep going to my most recent clients, but yesterday I was feeling very hot and cold, and a very young lady, but she actually is one of these people that get hot and cold, and she's just like 20, but she lives in a hot climate, but yet she's really, cold hands, cold feet. So before the reading, I kept putting my jacket on, taking it off, putting my jacket on, wondering what's happening, or my feet are cold now. So
you're picking up on her?
I'm picking up on her energy.
Oh my goodness.
Right as the reading's going on.
Well, that's weird.
But I tune into my clients right before the reading, right?
I see.
But clairsentient, and also when we're right on target and when spirit hears us and we're making that connection with our guides, we get chills all up and down our body, or some people call them angel bumps, because they're just, when the hairs on your head, the back of your neck stand up. It's that type of a feeling. So clairsentient is really quite the honorable inner sense of all of them.
Would you say that's the rarest gift?
It's rare, and it's very powerful.
So it's like you can't mess with that one.
No.
You can't mess with perception of feeling, or you can mess with perception of hearing and seeing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it more pure energy, maybe, or?
Well, it certainly tells you a lot about what's going on with the client, what's going on with someone else, or even when you're meditating and you feel spirit I'm sitting on my own and I feel spirit coming to me, or I'm asking a question that I'm asking for an answer for. It's certainly much more personal, I'll say that, because it's like a warm embrace. It is all loving. There's certainly nothing to be afraid of. It's just you feel that elation. And that higher vibration and that presence step in the room. So
cool.
Yeah.
Now, are there any other forms that I'm missing of communication besides like channeling, or is channeling different, or?
Yeah. Well, channeling is when we kind of step to the side and we allow spirit to come through us and use us as an instrument to talk with.
What's your feeling on that?
That's fine. That's great. It's been around forever, and it's a lovely way to communicate. People are doing it now that we have all maybe familiar with, but
like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost.
Yeah, definitely. What's great about our time period in 2013 is that there's easier ways to do that now. Some people are still doing it, and that's fine. It's whatever works for you. But there are certainly, because our consciousness is opening up, we don't really have to step to the side anymore and let someone else come through. We can still be a part of that and let them deliver the information, and we are still very much 100% in our bodies, in control and present.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, have we covered the question of what is a psychic medium, do you think?
I hope so.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I hope so.
Well, I hope this was helpful to everyone out there today.
Yeah.
And if anyone would like to consult with Cheryl, I highly recommend it. I've had a couple of private sessions with her, and then I hired her for a party for all of my girlfriends. 6 of us. Well, I was the 7th, and Cheryl was the 8th, and everyone was just like so grateful that I put together this party with Cheryl. It's a huge gift, and she's a gift.
Thank you.
In your life. So I would recommend working with Cheryl. Look forward to our other videos coming up. Thank you.
Thanks.